We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Nipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Donald Trump raises US global tariffs from 10% to 15% a day after Supreme Court ruling. New tariffs will require congressional approval after 150 days. Pakistan launches deadly attack on terrorist camps along Afghanistan border after recent deadly suicide attacks in northwest region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate India's first Namo Bharat regional rapid transit system, also to inaugurate India's fastest metro in Uttar Pradesh's Meerut. And in sports, stage is set for a blockbuster clash of T20 World Cup as India lock horns with South Africa in its first 2026 World Cup Super 8 encounter in Ahmedabad. And on to the details now. US President Donald Trump will now raise temporary tariffs on almost all US imports from 10% to 15%, the maximum level allowed under the law, after the US Supreme Court struck down his previous tariff program as invalid. The new levies are grounded in a separate law known as Section 122 that allows tariffs up to 15% but requires congressional approval to extend them after 150 days. But shortly after the court's 6-3 ruling on Friday that rejected the president's authority to impose tariffs under a 1977 Economic Emergency Powers Act, Trump had initially announced a new 10% global levy by invoking a different legal avenue. Well, Trump also said that during the next short number of months, his administration will determine and issue the new and legally permissible tariffs. But the ruling marked a major political setback in striking down Trump's signature economic policy that has rolled the global trade order. The ruling was a stunning rebuke by the High Court, which has largely sided with the president since he returned to office. At the same time, the Republican launched an extraordinary personal attack on the conservative justices who had sided with the majority. Well, the Arab nations condemned on Sunday remarks by U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee after he suggested Israel would be justified in controlling vast tracts of West Asian land on biblical grounds. Now, in a joint statement led by Saudi Arabia, 14 countries and 3 major regional blocs described comments by U.S. envoy as dangerous and inflammatory and a blatant breach of international law. The Arab nations in the statement also said that Huckabee's remarks posed a grave threat to West Asia's security and stability. Also, the joint statement refers to comments made by Huckabee during his interview with American commentator Tucker Carlson, in which the U.S. envoy said Israel has a biblical right to claim control over the entire West Asia, or at least most of the region. And Pakistan on Sunday launched a deadly attack on terrorist camps along Afghanistan border after recent deadly suicide attacks in northwest region. In a post on X, Information Minister Ataullah Tarar said that the military conducted what he described as intelligence-based selective operations against 7 camps belonging to the Pakistani Taliban, also known as Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. He said an affiliate of the Islamic State group was also targeted in the border region. The latest development came days after a suicide bomber backed by gunmen rammed an explosives-laden vehicle into the wall of a security post in Bajaur district in northwestern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province bordering Afghanistan. Tarar said Pakistan had repeatedly urged Afghanistan's Taliban rulers to take verifiable steps to prevent militant groups from using Afghan territory to launch attacks in Pakistan, but alleged that no substantive action had been taken. Relations between the neighboring countries have remained tense since October, when deadly border clashes killed dozens of soldiers, civilians and suspected militants. And moving on to Russia-Ukraine conflict now, the Donetsk region is at the center of a US-backed peace push to end the conflict, with Russia demanding that Ukraine give up the remaining 20% of the Donetsk region and Kyiv refusing to do so. But Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukraine will not be an obstacle to peace and do everything necessary to end the conflict with Russia. Well, Zelensky would have further meetings with European partners next week and added that Ukrainian officials were working with allies in the West Asia and Turkey to provide more assistance. He also called on Europe to follow in its footsteps and sanction hundreds of captains of ships involved in transporting Russian oil. Well, Slovenia's opposition Democratic Party laid out its ambition to win next month's general election on Saturday. At a party congress, the leader of the Slovenian Democratic Party, Jens Janša, stated the party would campaign on a platform focused on building and developing the country, describing it as the only strong and experienced alternative to the current leadership. Parliamentary elections are set for March 22nd, following a call by President Nataša Pirc-Musar, with a tight race anticipated. Since June 2022, the country has been led by a centre-left coalition under Prime Minister Robert Golob, comprising his Freedom Movement Party, the Social Democrats and the Left. While campaigning for parliamentary election began in Hungary on Saturday ahead of April 12th election, as the race kicked off, candidates across the country hit the streets to gather the 500 signatures needed to get on the ballot. Now, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán is facing the biggest challenge to his power since his Fidesz's party came to power in a landslide victory in 2010. Centre-right Tidza held a 10-point lead over Orbán's governing nationalist Fidesz party in polls published last week, though government-aligned pollsters show Fidesz ahead. In the capital, Budapest, opposition Tidza party leader Peter Magyar said his party will tackle corruption, unlock billions of euros in frozen European Union funds to boost the economy and firmly anchor Hungary in the EU and NATO. And at least 50 people were killed and several women and children abducted after armed men attacked a village in Nigeria's northwestern Zamfara state. Now, the attack took place overnight from Thursday to Friday in a remote village with limited access routes. Authorities said the situation has since returned to normal. Traditional leaders and local government officials were still accounting for the missing. The armed groups, known locally as bandits, operate from forests across several northwestern states, including Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, Sokoto, Kebbi and Niger, from where they carry out their attacks. Now, despite prolonged military efforts, violence continues and its insecurity remains a major challenge in Nigeria, and pressure grows on the government to restore stability. Well, a second batch of U.S. medical supplies landed in Venezuela on Saturday amid a broader reset in ties that has included oil-related talks and sanctions relief following the U.S. military intervention in Caracas on January 3rd. The U.S. charged the affairs in Venezuela, Laura Dogu, and Venezuela's diplomatic representative to the U.S., Felix Plasencia, received the aid. This is the second shipment to land in Venezuela following a delivery of medicines that arrived on the 13th of February. And some weather updates now. New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill and New York Governor Kathy Hochul have declared states of emergency for the forthcoming massive storm expected to dump anywhere from a foot to 18 inches in the Northeast. The declarations comes as the National Weather Service has issued blizzard warnings for parts of New Jersey to southeastern New England, particularly hard, with the strongest impact on the coast, encompassing more than 14 million people ahead of a massive storm. The National Weather Service said a winter storm watch is in effect along coastal New Jersey, including Atlantic City, with most of the storm expected on Sunday night into Monday morning. New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill said that the state could expect significant snowfall and strong winds during the event.
I have just declared a state of emergency effective at noon tomorrow, Sunday, February 22nd, for all 21 counties in New Jersey, as we prepare for dangerous winter weather conditions from Sunday into Monday. This includes heavy snow, especially along the coast, extremely high winds, and coastal flooding. Blizzard warnings are in effect along coastal New Jersey for the first time since 2022.
Well, meanwhile, New York Governor Kathy Hochul on Saturday warned that a fast-moving and potentially life-threatening blizzard is taking aim of the state, saying the latest forecast shows rapidly deteriorating conditions. Speaking in Albany alongside state officials, Hochul announced she's declaring a state of emergency for 22 countries beginning on Sunday.
But over the last 24 hours, this forecast had shifted dramatically. And once again, New York State is in the crosshairs of a very dangerous, fast-moving, potentially life-threatening winter storm. And literally in the last hour, we received word that it's even worse than we expected, and it is a rapidly deteriorating situation. We're taking immediate action to protect our communities. I'm declaring a state of emergency for 22 counties across New York to begin tomorrow morning. I've already activated 100 members of the New York State National Guard.
Well, Germany's ruling Conservatives on Saturday passed a motion to ban social media use for under 14s and introduce more stringent digital verification checks for teenagers, building momentum for such limits in Germany and elsewhere in Europe. Chancellor Merz's Christian Democratic Union also called for fines for online platforms that fail to enforce such limits and European Union-wide harmonization of age standards. A growing number of countries, including Spain, Greece, France, and Britain, are looking at similar social media bans or restrictions on accessing platforms like TikTok or Instagram. It follows the example of Australia, which last year became the first country to force platforms to cut off access for children. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. Prime Minister Modi to address nation in 131st episode of Mann Ki Baat at 11 a.m. IST today. Indian women's cricket team clinched 2-1 T20 International Series win over Australia's team. And Indian Air Force Surya Kiran and Sarang teams ready to dazzle Jaipur skies with air show over iconic Jal Mahal.
Goa, an adventure paradise like none other. From lush forests to rugged hills, from pristine ocean beach stretches to stunning lakes, there is something to explore in every corner of the state. And some adventures are wilder than others. Watch postcards from Goa on National Geographic.
Welcome back. You're watching DT India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. And moving on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in UP's Meerut on Sunday to flag off the Meerut Metro and Namo Bharat trains and dedicate the Delhi-Meerut Namo Bharat corridor to the nation. He will also inaugurate key sections and development projects worth nearly 12,930 crore rupees. DT India correspondent Siddharth Bharadwaj reports for more.
Travelling between Delhi and Meerut will now get faster, more seamless with the launch of Meerut Metro and Namo Bharat trains. Offering high-speed connectivity and enhanced passenger comfort, these services are expected to cut travel time, reduce traffic and also strengthen India's vision of sustainable transport.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Western Uttar Pradesh's Meerut city on Sunday. PM Modi will flag off Meerut Metro and Namo Bharat trains at Shatabdi Nagar Namo Bharat station. These trains will significantly ease both inter- and intra-city travel for commuters while helping to reduce road congestion. Thereafter, the Prime Minister will take a metro ride to Meerut South station. PM Modi will dedicate the 82-kilometer-long Delhi-Meerut Namo Bharat corridor and inaugurate the remaining sections of India's first Namo Bharat regional rapid transit system. Designed for a top speed of 180 km per hour, the system will significantly enhance connectivity between Delhi and key urban centers. These sections include the 5-kilometer section between Sarai Kale Khan and New Ashoknagar in Delhi and the 21-kilometer section between Meerut South and Modipuram in Uttar Pradesh.
रैपिड रेल और उसके साथ मेट्रो का जो प्रोजेक्ट यहाँ रिंग रोड, यहाँ खेल यूनिवर्सिटी, यहाँ हॉस्पिटल की व्यवस्था, आप देखिए कि चारों तरफ से लोगों में बहुत उत्साह है और उत्साह केवल देखने के लिए नहीं है, वो हकीकत में है.
4 Namo Bharat stations will also be commissioned, including the Sarai Kale Khan station, the originating station of the corridor. In a first-of-its-kind initiative in the country, the Meerut Metro services will be operating on the same infrastructure as Namo Bharat trains. PM Modi will inaugurate and dedicate various development projects worth around 12,930 crore rupees and will also address the gathering.
With Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit, the region is set to get a major infrastructure push, further advancing India's vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 or Developed India by 2047. With camera person More Mukut Sharma, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in Meerut.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will flag off the Meerut Metro and Namo Bharat train at Shatabdi Nagar Namo Bharat station on Sunday. From there, he will undertake metro ride till Meerut South station. Our correspondent Siddharth Bharadwaj gets you more from there.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be coming to Meerut on 22nd of February. I'm here at the Shatabdi Nagar Namo Bharat station, from where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will flag off Meerut Metro and Namo Bharat train. These two trains will significantly cut travel time between Meerut and Delhi, and at the same time will provide a lot of opportunities to many people. From here, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will undertake a ride till Meerut South. This will not only provide a fillip to the infrastructure in the region, but at the same time give a boost when it comes to country's progress. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also address a rally on the occasion. With camera person Mohit Uike, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in Meerut, Uttar Pradesh.
And also, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people of the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. IST on Sunday. It will be the 131st episode of the monthly radio program. The program will be broadcast across the entire All India Radio and Doordarshan network, the AIR News website and the News on Air mobile app. It will also be live streamed on the YouTube channels of AIR News, DD News, the PMO and the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. And on to some sports news now. India's unbeaten run in the T20 World Cup 2026 now enters the Super 8 stage with a high-profile clash against South Africa, a repeat of 2024 T20 final and a contest between two informed sides. DD India's Abhishek Mahajan reports for more from Ahmedabad.
India begin their Super 8 campaign with a blockbuster against South Africa. Both teams unbeaten, both in commanding form, and a repeat of the last T20 World Cup final. With 4 wins in 4 matches, India have looked the most complete side in the tournament, dominating the key phases with both bat and ball and producing a different match winner every night. The only talking point is Abhishek Sharma, 3 games without a run, but in this format, one power play is enough to change the direction of a match, and the team continues to back its impact player. South Africa, meanwhile, arrive with a different identity. Their campaign has been built on collective strength, contributions across the batting order, and a bowling attack that has delivered in partnerships. The head-to-head numbers favour India. They lead South Africa 21-13 in T20 internationals and 5-2 in T20 World Cups, including the title clash in 2024. The venue adds another layer to the contest. In 12 T20 internationals at the Narendra Modi Stadium, teams batting first have won 7 times. The average first innings score is 173, and India's 234 for 4 against New Zealand remains the highest total at this venue. It was here in Ahmedabad that India beat South Africa by 30 runs in a high-scoring thriller just a couple of months ago. Surya Kumar Yadav and his side will be hoping for a repeat, but on a much bigger stage now.
India's perfect run in T20 World Cup 2026 now faces its biggest test. A Super 8 showdown against mighty South Africans. A repeat of 2024 World Cup final, with both sides arrive at Narendra Modi Stadium unbeaten. Certainly high stakes, high quality encounter. With cameraman SP Dubey, this is Abhishek Mahajan in Ahmedabad for DD India.
An Indian women team defeated Australia women by 17 runs in the third match of the T20 International Series in Adelaide to clinch the 3-match series to 1. While Smriti Mandhana shone with the bat, Sri Charani and Shreyanka Patil stood out with the ball for the women in blue. Smriti Mandhana was awarded the player of the match for her match-defining innings of 82 runs off 55 balls. On the other hand, Sri Charani and Shreyanka Patil's 3 fours helped restrict Australia to a score of 159. Well, the skies over the western Indian city of Jaipur are set to turn into a theatre of precision and power as the Indian Air Force's elite aerobatic teams, the Sarang helicopter display team and the Surya Kiran aerobatic team, prepare for breathtaking aerial displays on Sunday. Demonstrations will take place above the iconic Jal Mahal, offering residents and visitors a rare visual spectacle against one of the city's most recognizable backdrops.
और ये बाई तरफ से उनकी ओर बढ़ते हुए स्क्वाड्रन लीडर संजेश सिंह, जयपुर के बेटे।
All right, that's all for this edition of DT India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DT India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platform. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DT India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DT India Live.